what's nice is it could be for different levels
Right.
because you had, where you just hit for one, one row, you don't
Right.
have to be specific. So depending on each person's level, so it is adaptable. And I think you say that in the book a lot. You can adapt it in each drill for the coach. They can adapt it in many
Right.
ways.
Yes, absolutely. So the coach could stand anywhere on the, so if I go back to this one, the coach could stand on any one of these 9 zones and deliver from any one of these 9 zones and deliver to the player at any one of these 9, on any one of their 9 zones. Because realistically, 9 exponent, I don't know, the 9 to the 9th power or whatever mathematically is. I mean, we're talking over 300 possibilities of drills just by coach standing in zone 9, hitting to all of these 9 zones, standing in 8, hitting all of these 9 zones over and over and over again. And then you've got an overhead shot and, a left backhand, forehand, drop shot, volley shot. So exponentially, there are hundreds and hundreds of things that a coach could do from this position to each one of these positions that a player may be on. Do we want to be in zone B? No. But do we find ourselves in zone B? Yes. I mean, more often than we want to, because how many, especially at the lower level, from 3-5 and down, we still see player 1 here and player 2 here, and there's that huge gap. And so it's just like, okay, then you tell the person, oops, let me hang up with them. You tell the person we're shooting the gap. You got a player here, we're shooting 7. So that way they've practiced that over and over and over. They know that 7 shot is there.
And what is the difference between the 9 and the 13?
Good question. Okay, so the 9
explaining.
The 9 is my basic. This is my basic go-to. Hey, let's begin here. And as my players have advanced, and I've got a couple players, Mandy Thorborn, who's she's an up-and-coming player around here, Dan Davis, and a couple other players that I work with, and they're amazing people, and they see the benefits of practice. So now I move to the PB13 grid, and I call it an advanced grid because now I've added, you could see I've added dimensions here. Now you divide the net into, and if you watch the top level players, they don't hit 1, 2, 3. I mean, they hit 1, 2, 3, but they break it down even more. Mm-hmm. If you break it down into, and when I used to coach volleyball, it was very similar. And in volleyball, they break the net down into 9 systems. So let's make it simpler and make it 5. So the players usually stand here and here. They stand in zone maybe here in 2 and here in 4. But you don't want to be hitting. You don't want to be hitting to 2 and 4 because that's where the players are. You don't want to be hitting there, right? You want to hit to the outer edges. You want to hit 1, hit 3 in the middle because now they have to decide who's going to get it, or you hit 5. So in my advanced players, I'll use the PB13 grid, and not so much the back, but I can. But it's usually the front line. So I'll say, okay, we're hitting 1, 3, and 5. So when they're doing their drops or their dinks, they're focusing on these 3 zones, 1, 3, and 5, rather than just 1, 2, and 3, which are huge.